be too loud. All right, let me see. Oh, that's better. Hello. Oh, wow, I'm not showing up on the screen. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. I don't know if anybody can actually see me. Hey, Empress J. Sup? What's up? What's up? Look, I'm on time. I'm not even on time. I just showed up. Well, luckily, everyone in here is a subscriber, so you don't have to worry about the ad that's about to pop up in about 20 seconds. If you're not a subscriber, they'll go ahead and get on that ad. You heard? I'm probably just going to be on as long as I play around with these designs. I have a concept that I have in my head, and I just felt like coming on live and sharing it. As y'all know, I only really schedule myself for like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I kind of go live when I feel like it. Like if you look at my Twitch schedule, it doesn't actually fit when I go live. But I'm just here having a little fun. Hey, Dimples, what's up? What's up? Connie, Miss Storia, Miss Renard up in the house. Thank you, thank you. Let me lift this mic up a little bit, y'all. It's like I'm craning my neck down and scrunching my shoulders to be able. It's still doing that. All right, y'all, look. Evidently, using your favorites is just not going to work. It keeps showing up with the old one. So y'all going to have to click on the little thing on the side. I don't know why it hasn't why it won't change that. That's really annoying. Boom. Hello, hello. I have no control over that, which sucks. I wish I did, but I don't. But how y'all doing? Are y'all down to see a design process thing? Or y'all like, fuck that, Bone, we're not interested. They're like, Bone, where's the sky at? I don't want to see this shit. Well, nobody want to see your bullshit, Bone. I'm trying to find a good, maybe this one. Let me see. Let's try this one. You know, we're just gonna stick with this one. We're just gonna let it roll. Yeah. We're just gonna let it roll. Alright, y'all. So I'm gonna go through the process of I have a concept in my head. I haven't sat down. I haven't drawn anything. I haven't fleshed it out at all. So I'm gonna go through the whole process of fleshing it out. Feel free to ask any questions. You know, if you have any, you might not, but feel free to if you do. And I'm just going to get into it, y'all. Now, if I get lost in what I'm doing, please know that's just how I do, okay? You about to get gloves on and dye the grays? What grays? Miss Storia, you're like, what are you, 19 years old? Ain't no way. We seen your picture. You got no gray hair. Don't you love when people do stuff like that? Ain't no way. How old are you, you young whippersnapper? People love doing that stuff. Heading to the shower. Then I will read your mind and ask my question. And I will read my mind and ask my questions. Well, there you go. The proclamation has been made. Reynard is on reading of the mind duty. I did not make that proclamation myself, y'all, so you can't put that on me. Don't you put that on me, James. Don't you put that on me, Cletus. I got up early the other day and I went to the surfing, which I haven't done in years, and I never did enough to get good at. And when I tell you, I told y'all, I know I'm out of shape. I can tell by the way I feel. Woo-wee. I'm not sore or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine. But boy, yo, the amount of fatigue I felt that I've never felt in my life. And people are like, oh, it's because you're older. Nah, that ain't true. It's because my dumb ass ain't been fucking moving my body as much as I should have. That's what the problem is. All right, y'all, let's get into this. Okay, so we have the full transparency on everything. You're going to see how everything goes down, right? You're going to see how everything goes down. People like to put a lot on age because it's an easy scapegoat for not having to do the work. And I'm not going to do that. I mean, I know if I can still drop it like it's hot and I still got my Megan knees, which is funny because Megan's younger than me and I've had these knees my whole life. So that's kind of funny. But it shows you the impact that someone can have, you know what I mean? That ain't got shit to do with my age right now, you know, maybe later on in life, but not right now. It doesn't. It has everything to do with the fact that my caramel colored buns ain't been moving my damn body the way I was supposed to. Big dummy. All right, y'all. And what I mean by supposed to, it's how I feel. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever anybody else wants to do is whatever they want to do. That's up to them. For me, though, like, if I want to be able to do certain things, which I know I'm still capable of doing, I have to put in the work to do them, is what I'm saying. That means I have to put in the physical work to do them. Okay, I wasn't going to turn on the lights, but I look like I'm trying to tell a ghost story over here. But I'm still not going to turn on the lights. Y'all be all right. All right, let me turn that down a little bit. And then let me get my mind right. Let me get the vision in my head. Now I'm gonna end up playing around with a lot of God, I hate this. You know, I hate when people want to charge premium prices for cheap shit. I really do. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna put that out there. But I hate when people wanna. I'm so uncomfortable. It's ridiculous, yo. They went and got the cheapest. They got a used fucking cheap ass chair. Used cheap ass desks, used cheap ass furniture. They did all this to charge people prices like everything is brand new and well done. The chair has the air come up on the hydraulic cylinder in the middle of the chair that raises up and down. It's pretty much fucking not right. So that chair will start to drop. It'll do this little sudden drop like it just did, and then about 5 seconds later it'll sink down completely. So I have to kind of pop up, reset the chair. It's uncomfortable. It has no stability. But yet, if I tell them about the fact that they put a cheap ass chair in here while charging premium prices for fucking rent, they will be upset at me for doing me dirty, because that's how that goes. Can this live be like the ones with the music in the background as you talk? But that's what I'm doing right now. Like, that's literally what I'm doing. Like, at this moment. Dimples, it's already like that. It's just what we're already doing. But we're already doing it. Hold on, y'all. I have to fix something first. Evidently, my dumb butt didn't set my iPad to, I gotta set it to do not turn off. Because if I don't do that, then the broadcast thing will, it'll shut off. So I'm busy moving the screen, but y'all ain't seeing nothing because there we go. Now we're talking. Okay, now we're good. You're just hiding in the shower. Dimple said, I'm hiding in the shower, yo. Don't mind me. I'm just saying whatever comes to mind, Bone. It's all good. All right, y'all, let's go through this process, y'all. All right, so as you can see right here. Hold on. As you can see right here, this clearly says the Printful, right? So you all know that I use Printful as my fulfillment group. This is a Printful template that I downloaded. So if anyone is interested in doing this thing on their own, you can do that. However, don't think that because you go and get a Printful account and do your own thing, that you're suddenly going to start questioning my prices because fuck that. Okay. So here we go. I have put down 2 little blocks already, but we're going to get rid of those. I'm going to show you how this go. Okay. Now, my concept is to have something that's much like kind of an athletic jersey, right? So I'm using the athletic t-shirt, the all over print, all over t-shirt, okay? Now, some of y'all know I have used AOP stuff already with the fitness gear. We are using the AOP stuff, so let's go to that real quick. So we got the website up, and if we come in the Vibe Fit, all of this is AOP. Every last bit of it is AOP. It's all over print. What that means is there is a material that is developed. It is a recycled material. They're taking other garments and materials and they're collecting it. They recycle it and they make a new material from it. And then typically that material has to be white. If you're going to print on it, it has to be white, which is why you see here on the inside, if it'll go to the page. I'm on the iPad, so it's acting kind of finicky. But that's why you'll see here on the inside that it's white on the inside. Now, I know when you go someplace like Lululemon and all the other stuff, they have the color going all the way through. But also, please be aware that Lululemon literally uses slave labor. So please be aware of that. Now, listen, people are going to buy what they want to buy. And what I say really isn't going to change that. But, you know, I just wish people would actually start supporting small businesses and start being the ethical that they say they are, because most people just be talking shit. But there's that. All right, so let's get into this, y'all. All right, here we go. So we're here, right? And what I want to do is I want to do like I've seen these type of jerseys that my whole life, right? Particularly, you'll see them in rugby. Well, most time you'll see them in soccer, what people call soccer, football, and different things like that, right? So I'm gonna give you a quick breakdown on what I'm talking about by just laying out the first part. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a rectangle here, and we are on Affinity Designer. Should I move myself so y'all can see the tools here on the left? What do y'all think? I'm not sure what to do about that, because you're not going to be able to see which tools I'm clicking as long as my big ass head is in the way. So I'm going to pull myself down to the bottom real quick so you can see which tools I'm selecting, just in case you would like to get into this software. All right, so all the tools are above me now. So there's nothing down in that corner that I ever use. So we should be all right there, okay? All right. Okay, so yeah. Well, no, okay, not all of them. Oops. I take that back. All of them are not there. Now all of them are there, but I literally never use the 2 at the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and just say boop, because I don't use them. We'll just leave it at that. All right. Okay. All right, let's get back into this. And everybody should be able to see. So let's get with it. Okay. So, all right. Once again, if you see over here, you're going to see it highlighted, and I'm going to tap. As I tap, you're going to see different ones highlight, right? you're gonna see you see it get a little darker. I'm gonna tap up here on this one. It gets a little darker. The one very top one, black arrow, and that is your selection arrow. This is your node tool. This is your contour tool. Then we have our corner tool, pen tool, pencil tool, stroke width tool, where you can change. You can literally go in and just put your finger on the stroke and change the width in that location. Gives you more control. This is our paintbrush. Then we have our knife tool, where you can cut through vectors and things like that. Here you have our vector flood tool. This allows to flood an area with a vector. You can boom, 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 and it'll fill it automatically. This is our gradient tool, where you can change the gradient colors. This is a crop tool. Then we have our shapes, and if we double tap that, we have all these shapes that we can choose from: rectangle, ellipse, square, star, double star tool, arrow tool, all that stuff. Now this is below me, so I know I'm not looking at the camera, so just bear with me on that as well. Okay. All right, so we're going to go back to the rectangle tool. That's the one we want to use. And down here, obviously, we have our this is our shape builder tool. So you can actually just click this tool, grab shapes, put them on top of each other, and it'll cut and add and all that other stuff depending on what you choose. Okay, but here we have our text tool, so we can have artistic text, which if I just tap and type, and then I can come in here and I can change the text to any size I want. Let's go all the way down to 144, and then I can bring it up. And or then on the other hand, we have we have our text frame tool, so we create a box, and then anything we type within that box is going to just stay within the box. And I'll show you what I mean in a second by going here. Once again, change this to 144, and actually let's make it bigger. Let's give it 300. And as you can see, it's going to stay within the parameters as much as it can of that box. It's not going to go outside of it. If I pull it this way, it'll go down, but it won't go through the side. So these are different tools we use to create different things. Right now, we're going to delete that because we don't need it. And I'm going to pull in some elements that I already have that I want to use for this. Okay. Now this is a new template. So before we do that, I want to go out and I want to tap here and I want to hit rename. And we're going to do athletic T. And we're going to put AOP in front of the front, AOP. And at the end, we're going to put the word Printful because this is Printful's template. And I just wanted to say that. Okay, boom. All right, so now that we renamed it, I'm going to scroll down to this one right here, which has all types of bullshit in it. I'm going to click his and I'm going to scroll down till I find what I'm looking for, basically. Now, some of y'all don't know, but there is something new that I'm working on. But you're about to learn a little bit more about that. Okay. So, but I'm not going to talk more about what it is. I'm just going to kind of share creating, and I'll talk about what that is later. Okay. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste this and I'm going to leave it where it's not visible. I'm going to kind of pseudo place it because I can see this outline here, right, of how big it is. And I'm going to go here in the middle and I'm going to drop this down to, let's say 9. That's definitely too big. Let's say 5. All right, we're going to leave that there for now. And you're like, well, but we can't see it. I know, that's the whole point. You're not supposed to see it right now. Get over it. All right, so now with that there, we're going to grab the rectangle tool. And I'm just going to add a rectangle shape. And as you can see, it's gray right now. But I want to make this one a blue. So I'm going to bring it all the way up. And I want it to just be kind of something kind of like that. I like that blue right there. Okay. Grabbing the selection tool, I'm going to pull this down to the size that I like, and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to slide it, and I'm going to snap it to the other one. And now I'm just going to change this one to a gray. Oops, that's not what I'm supposed to do, Bone, you big dummy. I'm going to change this one to a gray, and I'm going to bring that down to, let's say 35. Nah, I think 15 is better because we want it pretty dark. So let's go 15. Oh, that might be too dark. Let's do 20 for now. All right, that's fine. Now we have that blue and that gray. We're going to duplicate it and we're going to put it up under the template. So I'm going to move the template to the top right here. So now we can see where it's going to be templated at. Okay. Now we're going to take these two, her. Okay. I'm going to shrink them down a bit, not too much because we don't want these stripes to be too too thin. We don't want them to be thin. We want them to have some thickness to them for a reason, and you'll see why later. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate them. I'm gonna slide them this away, and now since I've slid them and I snapped them into place, now I'm just gonna duplicate them again. Then I'm gonna duplicate them one more time, and I want to duplicate them one more time. Okay, now I'm gonna grab all of them, every last one, and I'm gonna pull this in and lock it in. Bam. There we go. This is on point. However, I want one stripe down the center, right? So how do we fix that? Very easily. We grab this last blue one here. Matter of fact, we'll make it a little simpler. Let's go ahead and make sure we have them all. I'm going to shrink it down like so. Then I'm gonna grab this last blue one here. The reason I'm doing this is it's just real easy. With the snap on, I'm able to adjust things very quickly. Okay. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna duplicate that blue one. I'm gonna slide it over here. Okay. I'm gonna make sure it snaps to the side and snaps into place. And once again, I'm gonna grab all of these. And since I'll show you a little something. Typically with this selection tool, this move tool, if I go over all of this, it should pick the template as well, which I just got away, right? I took that away, took the view away. The reason it's not picking the template is very simple. Very, very simple. The reason it's not picking the template is because I've locked the template. So I can grab all of these at once without grabbing the template, and I can slide this over here. Okay, so now we have that stripe in the middle, just where we wanted it. Okay, they're not too thin, they're not too thick. It's really screaming what I want. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this on real quick, and now you can see this part right here. And I'm gonna grab it, and I am going to, actually I want to make it a little smaller. I'm gonna bring it down to 4 inches, and I'm gonna put it right here. Pretty high, but right here, right there. Okay. Now, what we got to do is we got to thicken this up a little bit. Okay, not that part there, but we definitely need to thicken up the circle a little bit. So we're going to go to the ellipse, and we're going to make that a little thicker. But I'm going to put it on the outside. So I don't know if you can see here on the right, but you'll see that I'm in the stroke tool. Now, this tool is the circle that's around the it's the circle that's around it's the outline that's around the object. Okay, and I can change the size of that outline just by adjusting its width, or I can slide my thumb on it on the numbers. But obviously it's easier to do this. You also have a selection for it to be inside, centered, or on the outside. So I'm going to put it on the outside, and I'm going to bring it down to probably around there. So we're going to make it 11 points wide, and then I'm gonna add a little thickness to the letters, just a scooch, just because. So we're going to go into the group of the letters, and I'm going to bring them up a little bit from the center, make them a little larger. And I'm going to add a little bit of a stroke on them as well. I think 3 is pretty good. We don't want them to be too thick. And then we're going to come to this group here. And these are already strokes. These objects here are already stroked out. So we're just going to bring them up a scooch. Just give them a little more size. Same thing here. And then we're going to grab the eyes, and we're going to bring that stroke up a little bit as well. All right, so that just gives it a little more definition, makes it a little easier to see. So there's that. Now, one way to make this easier to see is I'm going to come in here real quick. Hold on. And I'm going to make another template. I'm going to duplicate this template here. First, we have to unlock it, and then we need to duplicate it. Okay. Then we're going to grab this one here, and we're going to lock it back up, and then we're going to take it away. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this that's here, except for this one, and I am going to turn them off so they can't be seen. There's a reason for that. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to our pixel layer. Okay. Going into the pixel layer, I'm going to grab my Apple Pencil real quick. I'm going to hit the brush tool. I'm going to rasterize this image, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to erase all this shit out the middle. So it's just basically, so it's just not in the way. We want it to go away. I don't need all that. I have it on the other template. I already have it set for the sizes, so I don't need that in the way anymore. Okay. And we can go up here as well. And we're going to bring the size of this back down, and we're going to get that out of there too, so we can have everything visible. Oops, I erased a little bit too much there. Okay, there we go. I basically, I had it set as soft edges, but I set it back to hard edges so that we can erase everything the way we need it. Same thing here. I want to go to the back, and I want to duplicate it. And this one here, we're going to make it not visible. We're going to come in here. We're going to bring up the size of the brush, and we're just going to erase all this. Now what it's doing is creating a clipping layer. It's not actually erasing it. It's just creating a clipping layer. And that clipping layer is basically putting a black layer over this that you can't see. And what it does is it blocks that out. So if I delete that clipping layer, that will come back. So, you know, there's that. So with that done, we want to do this with the sleeves as well, actually. Just do this with both sleeves. So you guys are seeing the full process of how I do stuff right now. Hopefully I'm not boring you to death too much, but hey, you know, if you're bored, you're bored. So nothing I can do about that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and highlight both of these, and then why is that not working? Oh, duh. I double tapped and switched it to the pencil instead of the eraser. I don't know what's going. Why is this not doing what it's supposed to do? I don't know. What is happening? Should not be. Wow. Okay. Now it's deciding that it don't want to do. So we want to come here. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I didn't rasterize it. That's what I did wrong. Okay. Now it should work. But it's still not working. I don't understand what's happening. Why are you not doing what I need you to do? What's going on, homie? What's up, pimp? What's the issue? What is happening? How are you not working all of a sudden? Bruh. What is happening, yo? I don't get it. This is a trip. It's already a pixel layer. It's not locked. Going to the pencil. Still not doing what I needed to do. Okay, well, I guess we'll just leave the sleeves like that for now. I don't know what's going on. I think the app is acting a little crazy. So I'm going to back out. I'm going to shut it down real quick, and we're going to come back to it. Sometimes apps do that. It's just what it is. It's a lot of information it's trying to process. So whatever. Getting pissy about it ain't going to change it, right? So let's go ahead and open it back up, and let's see what happens. Okay. All right. We don't have to worry about it with the sleeves though right now. So let's just move on. All right. So we're going to come into here. We're going to go into the front and the back. We're going to grab these two layers, and we're going to lock them up. The chair shrunk again. Son of a... It just keeps slowly sinking down, yo. It's really, there's a lot about staying in this place that's getting on my fucking nerves. Like, seriously. But once again, when I literally point out the shit that they're doing that's making my life uncomfortable, despite the fact that the amenities that they said they had is what I'm paying for, somehow I'm the villain. But it's very easy to be the villain when you're a black man. All right, let's turn that on real quick. All right, here we go. We're back into this. Let's get into the designs. Yeah. Okay, so we got that going. We have that up there, so we're not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, that's not our big worry. Now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of making this pap. Okay. First, I want to come in here. I want to grab this rectangle tool again, and I want to put a bar across the top here. Okay. Now, why do I want to put a bar across the top? If you're looking at this template, this top part is what color and what design is going to be on the athletic t-shirt collar. So this part right here, okay? But this is the athletic jersey that has this kind of double collar type of effect. But the athletic t-shirt is like a regular t-shirt and has the neck band around it, right? So that top part is going to be the color for that. You can put stripes in there, you can put all types of stuff in there, but I just want it to be black, okay? But in that case, what I really want to do is I want to use the black background that is in Printful itself, and I'm gonna show you that as well today. So now that I'm thinking about it, we can take this away and we can just grab all the wrong tool bone. We can just grab all these and then we can pull this down to where it is in between that. And that's going to leave that section transparent. So then when we put this on in Printful, we can just choose black as the background. Okay. Does that make sense, y'all? Does that make sense? Okay. This chair is never going to get it together. It's pretty much an old piece of shit that they purchased and put in the room. Listen, I wish I could show, you know what? I'm gonna just pick it up and I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. Y'all ready? I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. Hold on. Y'all gonna find this quite funny. Hold on. Let's go to main. All right, you see the room? You see, oh my God, my hair looks ridiculous. I fucking love it. Yo, my hair looks nuts. Y'all, let's fuck it up even more. Mad scientist looking up right now. All right, y'all. Here we go. Okay, y'all ready? I'm gonna show y'all this chart. They made sure to spare every expense. You know how the people be like, we spared no expense. They spared every expense. Every last one. That chair is as old as Miss Storia's gray haired self. A whole 19. I got my first gray hair. I noticed my first white hair when I was 14. Why do we call them gray hairs when they're white? Like, I know our hair overall looks gray because the white hair mixes in there with the black. But like, the hairs themselves are literally devoid of melanin, so they're white. Do you know there are people who never lose melanin in their hair? Ever? And they literally come from people who've been doing the same things to their hair for thousands of years. They've never used the chemical crap that we have used, and they don't eat like we do at all. It is possible for us not to have a ton of gray hair, y'all. But our lifestyle definitely does not. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But that's enough. Whatever. We're going to live how we live. Whatever. All right, so let's get back to this, okay? All right, so here comes the gist of what I want to do, okay? Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to grab something else from another area of all the crap that I do. But I don't want to particularly use this, but I'm just kind of grabbing this so I can show you the concept in general. Okay. All right. So let's go in here. And we're going to grab this group right here and we are going to copy it. Okay. We're going to come out. Oops. That was not what I was supposed to do. We're going to scroll all the way back up to the top, come into here, and we're going to go there, and I'm going to hit paste. Okay. Now, with that, I want to snap this in. Ooh, I want to take this group here, and I'll put it inside that rectangle. Okay. snap it to the center of the rectangle, click that there, and then we're going to bring it down. So the whole gist is that this black part is going to have a pattern in it, okay? And the blue part will not. However, this is not the pattern we're going to use, okay? All right, we want to use something with a little more different colors and things, yada, yada, yada. Something that's more free-flowing, and something that's a little more fun, less geometric, okay? So let's go ahead and get rid of that. All right, so another one that I can probably share that concept with, and this is a pattern that I did a long time ago that I thought might work, but the more I thought about it, I said it probably won't work. I got to scroll for a while to get to it though, y'all, so just kind of bear with me. Oh, so this one has the colors and the feel, but it's a little too carefree. That I want some pattern to it, but I want some different shades and things in it, right? So if I take this, and when I said that this doesn't work, I'll show you in a second. We'll come up here real quick. And the whole gist of this is that it'll be the same pattern in each stripe, right? So I'd go here and we'll hit paste. And then let's say we locked it into this stripe here. See, it doesn't work. It doesn't work with that blue, and it's just not going to work with the concept, okay? It's just not going to work, okay? But we want something that's in between the two, that has just a couple variations on black with a little bit of that same blue in it, but it has to be sharper but also fluid at the same time. Do I know what I want exactly? No. Do I have kind of a vision for it? Yeah, I do. And I'm thinking more along the lines of something that's more fluent, more like leaves of plants and things like that. Almost like a paisley feel without being paisley, right? Because I'm not a lover of paisley, like at all. I don't even understand why people like paisley, but whatever. None of my business. If you like paisley, you like paisley. I mean, you're mental, but it is what it is. Now, to make this easier, there's a very simple way to do this, okay? Now, we could create the pattern and then set it into each stripe, right? We can create the pattern, set it into each stripe. But that would kind of be kind of dumb if you think about it, right? What do y'all think would be a better way to do this? Anybody? What do y'all think would be a better way to do this? Anybody? Without having to go in and fill in the thing in every single stripe, what's a better way to do this? I'll give you a hint. That's my hint. Y'all see my hint? Anybody? Okay, I'll just tell you. We're going to delete all that. The reason why we're going to delete all that and not worry about it is because all we have to do, remember, all we have to do, remember, I'll just show you. We're going to hit paste again. We're going to drop that into this. Okay. We're going to slide it over and just kind of make it smaller so it kind of fits in there, right? Give it a little more depth. Now, obviously, like I said, that's not the pattern I'm going to use, but now I'm going to take this and I'm going to duplicate it. In my duplications, I'm going to slide this way and I'm going to snap it. Then I'm just going to duplicate. Then I'm going to duplicate. Then I'm going to duplicate. And then I'm going to take this last blue one and I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to slide it over this way and I'm going to snap it into place. And then we'll have it. In short, it's better to do it in one and then duplicate them and snap them together. And then you have everything exactly where you need it. Y'all feel me? It's basically working smarter, not harder. Which sometimes doesn't happen. Because when an artist, I'm an artist first, not a designer first. So I'll be all in my creative flow and da-da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. And then, I'll be like, shit, that could have been easier. And I end up doing something 50 times that I could have done twice because I'm not thinking about it in the moment because I'm an artist first. Not you, not me nodding like you can see me. Yes, I got you. I do that too. I've done that. I've done that to TV shows like Show You Right. Man, yo, that was some bullshit. Why'd you do that? I've done that. So it's all good. All right, y'all, let's get into what we want for this. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to turn off the template and we're just going to bring this up. Now, what I want is I want a pattern. It doesn't have to sit in it. You know, the center part of it has to be defined, and then there'll be things that go off of it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the first kind of leaf type of thing that I want. So I'm going to go and grab my pen tool. I'm going to tap here and I'm going to angle there. I'm going to tap there. I'm going to angle there, and I'm going to tap there. Okay. And with that, I'm going to come in, I'm going to hit that like that. And then I want to put this to 4 and I want to put it on the point. Okay. Now I'm going to slide this down and I'm going to just start to create these swoops and these little swoopy doopies that I want to kind of resemble leaves, but not be leaves in a way, right? I don't want them to be wide like a normal leaf. I want them to be kind of more narrow, okay? With that said though, if you can see here, it has this flat thing, right? We're gonna put this stroke on the inside so we keep the exact points that we want, okay? Now that's only going to be for these type of leaf shapes, okay? Now I'm gonna take this and we're gonna bring down the sides a bit. And this is kind of, yeah, this is it. I want something like this, but this one's going to be completely visible within the pattern. And we're just going to create a pattern. We're going to create several shapes, several leaves. We're going to create some like kind of flowery elements and things like that. And then we're just going to put them together in a way where they're really fun and engaging. And matter of fact, we're going to end up taking this background right here and we're going to end up making it black. So we might as well do that now. And then we might as well take the other piece and go ahead and change this outline color to the gray, or let's change it to white for now so it's really visible. And I want to put that back in the middle, and then we're going to raise this up to, let's say 9. We're going to raise our miter limit. Our miter limit changes this part. You see this part right here? If I bring this down, it's going to clip it off. But I can have that be rounded. I can have a rounded edge. I can have a cut edge. I can have a squared off edge. In this case, since we want it to be pointed, we're going to bring our miter limit up to 9, and that's going to allow that point to show. Okay. So the miter limit has to do with the angle that the node is at and less of an angle. And I'll show you real quick what I mean. If I go back into the miter limit and I put it at 4, it's going to clip it, right? It's going to clip it. However, if I go to the node and I now hit this, now it's rounded, right? But let's break that rounding out by separating this, okay? You see how it's keeping that point now? But if I bring the miter all the way down, it cuts that off, right? And that's how the miter works. Bring that to 2, it still doesn't do it. Bring it to 4, boom, now we're doing it. But when I go ahead and collapse it back down to this, it'll cut it off again. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to change that back to 9 so we get that point on the edge. This way the stroke gets the point that we want as well. Okay. All right. So now we want to go inside of that. We want to grab the pen tool again. And I just want to tap there to there. And I want to keep that on a round edge. And then I want to snap that into here. Now, this is the interesting thing about this app. If I hold my hand out, it'll snap to this edge, and I snap to this, it'll give me a little circle that allows me to see because I'm using my finger. So under my finger, I can't see what I'm doing, right? But this will give me a little circle to see exactly where I'm going. I'm gonna snap right to that point right there. With this one, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go to the stroke. I'm gonna wait till the circle shows up so I can see where I'm going, and I'm gonna snap to the point. Okay. Now I just grab my finger and I slide this down like so. And this is gonna help me to gauge where I want this to be at. And I don't want this to be some exact thing. I just want it to be fun and playful. So we're gonna come in here to this now. And we're gonna grab that. And then this is the stroke width tool I was telling you about. You see how I could just go anywhere on a stroke and I can change the width. So we're gonna narrow that down. So we can do that here like so, right? And it gives you this point. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna keep it really simple. I'm gonna go back in here and I'm just going to bring this one down like so, okay? Then we're gonna go into this one and I'm gonna grab this tool here and I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna shrink this down. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the whole thing. This is what we want to do. We want to grab this and it creates that kind of node like that there, right? So I'm gonna grab the middle and I'm gonna put a dot in the middle, and then I'm gonna grab this little blue dot here and I'm gonna pull that down. I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna pull this down, okay? And that gives us a little more of what we want here. And then I'm gonna bring up the thickness a bit. And the same with the one in the middle, I'm gonna bring up the thickness a bit. And there we go. We have our first shape. Okay. Everybody getting that? All right. So first shape is there. And we're going to take that shape and we're going to group it together into one shape. And we're going to leave it like so. Okay. And I'm going to angle it a bit like that. All right. Let's get into the next shape. We're going to make it very simple, like a 2 petal type of thing. Okay. So just using the pen tool, I'm going to tap. I'm going to tap. And then I'm going to do that and I'm going to tap. And you're like, that doesn't look like a pedal bone. I know. I know. Give me a little time. All right. Now we're going to adjust here. We're going to pull in there. We're going to pull out there. We're going to grab that there and we're going to pull right there. And now we have a pedal shape. It doesn't have to be, I'm not trying to make something that's completely exact. I'm just making something that is fun. Okay. All right. Once again, I'm going to duplicate that. And then I'm going to flip it vertically. I'm gonna drag it up here. All right. Now I'm just gonna take this. I'm simply just gonna adjust the nodes. I'm gonna snap into this one again. I'm gonna wait for it to give me that circle and I'm gonna snap to this edge. All right. Then we're gonna come here to this. I'm gonna tap there. I'm gonna hit split. I'm gonna take this and I'm going to delete that. Okay. Now I'm gonna snap this over here. I'm gonna grab this one. I'm gonna bring it over here. And we're going to tame this one down a little bit, so to speak. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll go back into the stroke and I'm gonna grab this point and I'm gonna bring it up. And then I'm gonna grab this point and I'm going to delete that node to give it a smoother transition there. Okay. And there we go. We have a flower, 2 petals coming together. Okay. Now we're going to take that and we're going to group it as well. Okay. Are y'all rocking with me still? Who's still here with me? Because I'm probably done bored to death out of too many people. People said that they're interested in seeing this process. I'm going to tell you straight up, I do not believe it. I don't. I've gone live sharing my art so many times, and I will always get the least number of people and the least number of engagement when I'm sharing my art, always, which is why I do not share it, because I think people forget. I don't think people forget. I think people simply do not give a shit about the fact that our art and what we create, even if we're putting it up for sale, whatever, so we can sustain a living, is very personal to us. And I get it. They're bored with seeing it and all other stuff. But as an artist, I don't want to share my artwork with people who will get bored seeing me create it, because I don't want to share my artwork with people who basically overlook it all the time, especially nowadays with everybody being so hard, having a hard on about having such a big hard on about AI art. But I mean, AI art accounts have millions of followers, and there's not a single artist who paints or draws who has the number of followers that AI art accounts have. So sharing my art is a pretty sensitive thing for me. So we'll see how much longer I'll be able to be here, because at some point I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm done. And I'm telling you the reason why. And you can call it petty, you can call it small, you can call it fragile, whatever you want. But when you're sharing your heart and what you do and how you love to create, and people are showing you that they simply just don't give a shit. I don't care if it's a game that I'm playing, but I sure as shit care when it's my art that I'm sharing. It's very important, at least to me. It doesn't have to be important to everybody else, but it will always be important to me. All right, so we're going to take this flower, we're going to turn it a little bit. We're going to bring it over here. Okay. All right. So now that we have that over there, what we want to do now is we want to bring the color closer to what we're going to want it to be. So right now the color is on, it's like white, right? So we're going to hit that gray. All right. So now you're kind of getting the gist of how this pattern is going to start to look against, you know, the other things, against the black background, right? So now we want to start to create some swoops and some swirls and some swings and some swoobles, right? They don't have to be, like I said, we want them to be more organic than precise, right? So we're going to come here, I'm going to go boop, and I'm going to go boop, okay? And then we're going to go there, and I'm going to delete, okay? And you know the funny thing people always say, yeah, but if you just keep going, you'll find your people. And I want to go, are you an artist? And I just want to ask them that. Are you an artist? Have you done this before? Do you, what gives you the thought process that you're right? Like, what makes you think you're right? You know, like, I really want to know, like, what makes you think you're right? They're never right, though. Just so you know, they're never right. Like, ever. They don't know what they're talking about. But that's okay. I'm going to keep going anyway for as long as I can. And then, like I said, playing the game is one thing, but sharing my art's another. So, yeah. All right. So here we go. Let's keep going. So what we're going to do now, cuz, is we're going to continue with these connections to the flowers and all other stuff, right? So now that we have that, we want to go ahead and tap out of that. We want to go back to our pen tool, and I want to put one here. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an angle like so, create an angle like so, create an angle like so, and then I'm gonna create an angle like so. Now, don't get it twisted, y'all. I'm not saying that I expect people to sit still and watch what I'm doing. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't expect anyone to do anything. But at the same end, nobody should expect an artist to keep going when people, you know, when they see that no one has no interest. Just like people tell me that I shouldn't expect people to be interested, people shouldn't expect me to keep going. You get what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that people owe me anything, because nobody owes me shit, right? But at the same end, I don't owe anybody free entertainment. You know what I mean? And if it's not entertaining and people keep showing me it's not entertaining, I'm obviously not going to keep doing it. You get what I mean? And once again, like, this is not me being angry. It's not me being upset. It's just the truth. And neither would you. Like, neither would you. You wouldn't either. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you would continue. If you were an artist, there's no way you would continue to share your artistry when people are showing you that they simply don't care. You wouldn't do it. And that should be fine. You know what I mean? All right. So now we have two elements. Okay. So what I want to do with these two is I want to put them together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to group this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to group that right there. So we have a leaf and a flower. We have a leaf and a flower, and I can turn them off anytime I want. Now what I'm going to do, the reason I'm going to pick scale with object with the stroke is, let me bring this bigger. If I turn the scale with object off, right, and I go into here and I make it smaller, as you can see, the stroke stays the same size, right? However, if I turn that on and then I scale it down, the stroke stays with what I'm scaling. You feel me? Y'all feel me? Okay, so now that we got that, let's keep going. All right. Now what we're creating is a pattern that's going to go kind of down, right? And that's actually a little bit more difficult to do than to create a pattern that's kind of typical of what people are, because typically when you think about creating a pattern, a lot of times you're just painting in a certain area, you're drawing in a certain area, or you're creating vectors, in a square or rectangle shape to fill out something, right? A lot of times when we're thinking about patterns, we're thinking about patterns that can be that are borderless. And what we mean by borderless, it means that when the pattern goes off the edge of the square, it's meeting the other side of the pattern, so that when you lay the panels together, that pattern panel, when you lay them beside each other, it creates a continuous pattern with no break. Okay, but in this case, I just want to create a pattern that's going to go up and down them stripies, like that, kind of floral, and but you know, not really geometric at all, you know what I mean, more fluid. And I think I'm doing all right so far. All right, so we're going to create a full-on like front-facing flower. If anyone knows me, y'all know I love flowers, right? If y'all know me, y'all know I love flowers. So let's get into that. First, what I want to do is, and we're going to be very geometric with this one in particular, okay? And what I mean by that is we're just going to grab shapes that are there for us already, okay? So I'm going to grab the cloud tool, and I'm just going to make a cloud, and I'm going to bring this down to 6. Okay, so now we got 6 little points. I'm gonna drag them in. Okay, very easily. Next one I'm going to grab is the donut tool, and I'm going to do this. Okay, we're going to come in here and we're going to reset the pressure on the stroke, and we're going to bring it down quite a bit. Same thing here, we want to reset the pressure on the stroke, and we're going to bring that down quite a bit as well. Okay, now I'm going to grab this here dogle nut, and I'm going to slap it into the middle of this here, and boom, y'all, we got an instant flower. Ta-da! And of course, we want to take the black out of the center of those. Ba-bam! Instant flower. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun and fast? Sometimes you can just use exactly what you have, and you don't have to do anything else. Isn't that dope, y'all? Isn't that dope? So this is the more geometric aspect that I wanted to add to it. However, I'm going to take these two right here, and I'm going to groupify them. Okay, if I can remember where it is. Y'all can't see me, but if I had a camera on my hand just now, y'all would have saw my hand going all over the place, because my brain was like, where is it again? Right? And what I'm going to do with this group now is I'm going to do something a little different. Okay, so I like this exactly like it is, and I don't want it to change. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the group, and I'm going to say expand stroke. Okay, and expanding the stroke, it turns it to the curve. Same thing with the cloud. I'm going to say expand stroke. All right, then I'm going to go up to the group. I'm going to click this button up top, and I'm going to hit add, and it's going to make them one object. Okay, now that they're one object, you can see here, if I hit this node tool, you'll see all the nodes. So now it's one object. Okay, now with that, I'm going to now angle this flower by going up to the group section. I'm going to hit quad, and I'm going to grab this node here, and I'm going to pull it this way, and I'm going to grab this node, and I'm going to pull it that way. I'm going to grab that node, and I'm going to pull it down that way. In this way, we get the illusion of a perspective with this floral shape. Okay, does that make sense, y'all? So now we get an illusion of a perspective with this floral shape, and it doesn't have to be I just wanted to have a certain feel. I wanted to feel like it have some perspective, so I'm pretty happy with that. I don't need it to be anything fancier. I wanted to look kind of wonky, so I'm going to go into that group now, and I'm gonna hit that. And now that I hit that, I can now take that curve out. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave that as a warp group. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it as a warp group just in case I want to change it. Okay, so keeping that shape like it is, I'm now going to turn it this way, and I'm going to put it like so. All right, and now we're going to create another line going from here, and we're going to go here, and then I'm going to do that like that. I'm going to grab this point, and I'm going to drag it out of there. Okay, now to app that I'm using is called Affinity Designer. It's a very intuitive app. Even if you just want to doodle, Affinity Designer, I don't know if it's available on Android, but it is available on the iPad, and it is really a dope app. And it's just fun, and it's a one-time pay app, unlike Adobe. And no, they are not paying me to talk about this. They could give two shits about me. So there's that. All right. I'm just talking about it because I think it's a dope program. Now, this gray that we have here, I think we're going to have to up that up a little bit. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take all of these, and I'm going to expand the stroke on all of these so we can make them into solid objects. Okay. So we're going to, because I'm happy with them, I don't want to change them. So we're going to expand the stroke, and then I'm going to come to this group and I'm going to hit add. Then I'm going to come to this group and I'm going to hit add. And then I want to come to this group and I want to hit add and grab that group and hit add. All right. And then I want to grab these two and I want to add them together as well. So now we have the shapes. Oops. I don't know. Why did that move? Oh, the warp group. All right. So we're going to go back to the warp group. We're going to hit that. Then we're going to grab these two. And now we're going to hit add. Okay. There we go. It was still in the warp group, y'all. So it was kind of funky. So now we have that, right? So with that, now we need to start creating kind of like a couple more shapes to come in here and there. And we want these shapes to be more geometric. Okay. Okay. So it's going to be very simple. I'm just going to create some squares with circles in them and things like that, because I just wanted something that's a mix and a blend of all of that. So I'm just kind of having fun with this, y'all. So first things first, we're going to grab a diamond tool. We're going to lay that out like so. And we're going to put it over here for a second. And then we're just going to grab a circle. Ellipse. And we're going to hit that like so. And then we're going to grab both of those. And we're going to reset the pressure so that they're even. They're cool, good to go. We're going to snap this right into the middle of that. And then I'm going to bring down the size and have it sit right in the center. Okay. We're going to grab these two and we're going to make them a little thinner like so. And now I'm just going to take the pen tool and I'm going to tap and tap. And then I'm going to grab this edge. I'm going to find that edge like I always do. Wait for it to highlight and snap. And grab this one. Wait for it to highlight and snap. Okay, so now we have that. And all I want to do here now is I want to go to this and I want to bring in the width so it's not overhanging. And then once again, we're going to take all three of these. We're going to come here. We're going to say convert to, that is not what I wanted to do. We're going to say expand stroke. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to add them together. Hold on. I forgot to do that one. We're going to add all these together. Now we get one shape. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug this in like so. Okay. Just going to plug it in like that. All right. Now, to get a gist of where we're going with this, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it inside the rectangle. Y'all see it now? How the geometric is playing with the curvier shapes. Now, what we want to do too is we want to angle this a little more. Then I'm gonna go into this. I'm gonna raise it up some, and I'm gonna turn the angle down a bit. Drop it back down a little bit. Okay, so now we have a nice, good amount of space between those, and I'm gonna drag this one down a scooch as well. And now we have a good amount of space between those. Okay. And everything is coming together pretty well. And we're going to keep playing around. We're going to add one more geometric shape. And then we're just going to use those to kind of stage down the design. Right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them up so that they're evenly apart. And then we're just going to take the whole thing and we're going to duplicate until we have the design going up and down. All right? I'm so excited for the duplicazing. That's what, listen, the duplicazing is coming, y'all. We're going to duplicaz. But first we need to set up Before we go any further, we need to set up one more geometric object. And then we want the geometric objects to be kind of close. We want them to play off of each other, okay? But we don't want them perfectly set to where it's like the same even space going down. We want them to kind of be close together, okay? But we're going to do the same type of thing, but we're going to do it a little different, all right? So taking this here square, let's go and grab all that. Oop, nope. Let's grab all of that and pull it out of there. Pull it out now, okay? Make sure you pull it out. Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna go back into the diamond, and we're gonna you know what I should have done? I should just duplicated the diamond that I had already before I got rid of it, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so yeah. So we're gonna take this diamond that's above. Let's change the color real quick so I can make sure I'm getting the right size. Okay, we're gonna come on, Bone. Come on. Use the tools properly now. Come on, Bone. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and upsize it. Bing. Okay, there we go. All right, we're good now. Okay, so taking that, let's get back into this one right here. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna grab the that's not what I want to do. I'm gonna grab the, where are you? The star square tool, and I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna switch this to 4. Ba-bam, ba-ba-bam. And now we got a star square. We got a star square. You see what I'm saying? You see me? See me? And we're gonna bring that up like so, bringing down the size of this, and then we're going to keep it inside a little bit like so. Okay. And the same thing, I want to put a line, but I want the line to only be within inside of there. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. Me, I just do this, and then I can grab all the nodes. I can come here and I can hit that and even it out, and then we'll be good. That's one way to do it. Snip, and there you go. So now we had that other shape. Same thing as we did before. We're going to go here, here, and here. Come up here, expand stroke. After expanding the stroke, we're going to come here. We're going to hit add. Okay. Now we have one object, and we just go ahead and we're going to snap that bad boy in. Okay. We're going to snap that bad boy in like so. All right. Now that that's snapped in, we now need to create one more shape. Wait, why am I annoying? What did I do? Why am I annoying? What did I do? Dang, not annoying. What's up, YouTube? I see we got 2 people in there. I know one is Reynard, my mod over here in Twitch, holding it down for me in YouTube. Maybe Connie's the other person on YouTube. I'm not sure, but hello, other person on YouTube. Don't be afraid to say hi. I don't bite unless you're my woman, sexy, and we're doing things. Or you're standing at the kitchen with a giant t-shirt on, then I might bite you on the back of your neck. Oh, Connie went to bed. Oh, I see it now. Got an early day tomorrow. Excited to listen and learn more while I fall asleep. Ah, got you. Well, Connie, if you're still awake, good night. You don't have to reply. Keep your phone down. Wait, I'm annoying? I don't mind being that type of annoying. Yay. I count it as a badge of honor. As a badge of honor. Okay, so next thing we want to do is we want to create something that's a little more, I don't know, almost like berry-like, so to speak. Gemira. Where's Gemira? Gemira. What's up, y'all? So we're going to do this real quick, too. We're going to keep it really simple. Do it real quick. We're just going to do 3, and that's it, okay? So first thing we want to do is we want to make the berry, and then we're just going to duplicate it, okay? All right, so here's our little round berry. Too easy, right? Little round berry. Little round berry. We're not talking about that kid you knew in school who always brought extra snacks. Okay, we're not that little round berry, not BARRY, BERRY, little round, like, you know, the berries that are poisonous, much like the little round berry who would bring all the snacks to school. Also poisonous. That was you? Historia said, I was little round berry. I'm bringing the snacks. I love it. All right, y'all. Let's put a little top on the berry, y'all. Ready? All the snacks, not the snacks. Damn, that's what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. So we're gonna just do a tap, 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 and a tap. Okay, so now that that's there, can anybody see what I'm doing? Can anybody see what I'm doing with this right here? Anybody figured out what this shape is gonna look like? Anybody? Right? You kind of feel like you know what's about to happen, right? And you're probably right. So we're gonna go back to our node tool. Remember, this is our node tool and our stroke tool. Okay, allows us to choose the nodes and move them around, right? Yep, the little green part, little green or brown part, whatever color it is. Yes, exactly. So we're gonna curve that like so. Okay, and then we're gonna curve this in. We're gonna curve that in. We're gonna pull this here. We're gonna curve that up, curve that out, put that over there, swing that way, curve that way, grab this light here, swerve that like that right there. Okay, now that we have that, we're gonna grab all of these. We're gonna grab all of these right here, and then we're gonna grab, and we're gonna slide them down a little closer, and we're just gonna keep making things make sense. Okay, now that they're a little closer, I want to grab this one, and we're just gonna keep adjusting until we get the feel we want. Okay, that's really all you can do here. Is you just keep adjusting until you get the feel you want. Okay, that's all we can do. This is it. All right, go here. And for those who are wondering how I can do this quickly, I've been an artist and designer since I was a child. This is why I always tell people, if you want quick and good, it's going to be more expensive. If you just want something cheap, it's going to be bad and slow. Matter of fact, if you want it good and cheap, you probably not even gonna see it for a year. It's not gonna be a priority for me. But if you want it good and fast, then you're gonna have to pay. It's just that simple. Snip it, grab this one center here, and boom. And we're gonna exaggerate this a bit because this is a pattern, on a shirt. It needs to be seen, it needs to be visible. And plus, this is not about being exact. This is about being a little bit, it's about just having fun with it, right? And having that little feel. But I want to make sure it looks kind of rounded all the way around. All right, so we have the little end. I think this is pretty good. I think it's over exaggerated. I think it's kind of big is what I wanted in the first place. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, so now that we have that, we don't want this circle showing through the back here, right? We don't want that showing through the back. So let's change the color on this real quick so you can get the gist of what I'm talking about. So we have this here, but we don't want this showing in the back, right? That's kind of ridiculous. We don't want that happening. So we got to do something about it very easily. All we're going to do, we're going to grab this layer right here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to duplicate it. Now that it's duplicated, I'm going to grab the one that's underneath, and I'm going to grab this. And like I said, we're going to keep this exactly like it is. We're not going to change it or anything. So actually, let's delete and let's make a few adjustments to this to make it look a little better. By bringing this here, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this over here. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Okay. To be straight up, y'all, I just didn't feel like playing the game today. As much as I enjoy the game of Sky, I got other things in my life that interest me, and I feel like starting to share those more. And I feel like starting to share, what I create more, as opposed to what other people have created. Okay. And they created something beautiful and it's great, but it's time for me to start sharing who I am. And the people who are going to rock with me are going to rock with me. And the people who are not, are not. All right. So duplicate that, do this, and watch what I does here. Cause I'm going to hit here. I'm going to hit subtract. Bam. 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 Bam, bam. Bam. All right, so now we have our little berry sheep. Let's take this back and we'll put that back to that color right there. Then we're gonna take this right here and we're gonna bring down that stroke right there. Okay, And then we're going to grab both of these and we're going to bring it up together. Okay. All right. Bam. All right. Now that we had it, to make it even better, we're going to come in here. We're going to split that. And then we're going to grab these three and we're going to delete them. Okay. And deleting them, now we don't have to worry about that being behind there at all. And now we have a clipped piece. I'll show you what I mean. Let's turn that one off. Okay. And then we're going to hit this part and we're going to change these edges from squared off. We can make them flat. We can make them rounded. I'm going to make them rounded and I'm going to bring this back. Ba-bam. There we go. We got a little berry. Okay. Now I do want to add one more little effect to it. I want to do this and this. And then I want to do that. Okay. And then I want to come in here and I want to slide this down a bit. And I want to slide this here. And we're creating that kind of effect of this one leaf kind of cutting into the rest type of thing. You know what I mean? And boom, there we go. All right. So now we got that little berry part, right? And we're going to grab 1, 2, and 3. And the same thing that we did before, we're going to come up here and we're going to expand the stroke. Now what expand the stroke does, you see it turns into a solid object. And we'll go back. Right now it's a stroke, right? You have this outline on this line. This is your line. This is your vector line. And this is your stroke around it. And we can change the size of it anytime we want. All right. However, once we come up here and we expand that stroke, it now becomes an object with nodes that can be changed separately. Okay. Now we want it to be an object. We're going to go here. We're going to hit add. Boom. There's our berry. Berry. All right. So we're going to turn this little berry and we're going to slap it right there. Okay. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to duplicate. Okay. In the duplication, we're going to slide this one this way. We're going to put it under 5. Then we're going to duplicate again. And then we're going to put one like so. And we're going to put it like this. Okay. But what we're going to do here also is we're going to flip it and do like so. Okay. All right. So we got another berry and we got another berry and we got another berry and another berry. And we're going to grab these berries and we're going to do like this. Okay. And we're going to slide them up in here like this. Now that we got that, now that we got all of that, okay, we want to bring them down a little bit. They're too big. So we're going to go here. We're going to shrink them down a scooch. And you see how these two are overlapping? We got to take care of that, right? It's a must. It must be done. Okay. Very easily. I want this one to be over this one. So I'm going to grab this first and make this one a little bit bigger. Just a scooch, just for the illusion. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to put a node there, a node there, a node there, and a node there. And I'm going to grab these two. Actually, no, I'm going to do this a better way. I apologize. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to grab this pen tool and I'm going to go boop, 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 boop. And then I'm going to make this a solid color. And then I'm going to grab this one and this one. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to hit subtract. And now we got it. You feel me? Everybody feeling me? Everybody see what I'm doing? Okay, so now we're going to come here and we're going to do some straight lines. Tap. Okay. And then we're going to leave that one. We're going to give it some depth here. We're going to reset the pressure. Sorry, y'all, the chair sank again. I fucking hate this chair. So we're going to go back into here. We're going to change that color. The hell? Oh, duh. It's under the thing. That's why I couldn't see it. Okay, we're going to change that color. And then we're going to unhighlight it. And we're going to come here and we're going to go bit bop. Okay. And then we're going to unhighlight that one and we're going to come here and we're going to go bip and bop. Okay. Too easy. Too easy. We want to put that right there. All right. Now that we have that there, we're now going to add some more curvy geometries to it by doing this. in doing that. All right, so now that we have that in there and we have that locked together, why does this keep going deleting? All right, now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and hit this, and to give this a little more curve, I'm going to sink it into this so it doesn't lose itself. I'm gonna grab this one and move it over here. I'm gonna lock that in there. I'm gonna grab this, lock that in there, and I'm gonna lock that right there, and boom, we have our berries. We're gonna grab this here. I want to grab that there, and we want to expand the stroke on these as well, and then we want to put them all together with these three. 1, 2, 3, and we want to come here and we want to hit add. All right, and there we have a very simple, clean pattern widget-a-diggy. And you're like, Bone, how is this going to work? This don't look like it's going to work, Bone, but I'm gonna show you how. All right, so we're going to grab all of these elements right here that we have, okay, and we're going to put them like so. And before I go into coloring everything up, because I'm not coloring but adding different things, I'm going to show you how it's going to work. All right, now this is probably going to take some adjustment, and that's okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate. We duplicate, and we take that and we slide it on up. You see? You see what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? So it's a very simple, very clean, very fun pattern. All right. But now that we done duplicate, we know that it works. We know that everything is laid out well. We know that we have to mess with it much. However, I want to do this. I want to grab this. I want to move it a little bit in. Like so. All right. That creates a better look to me. Okay. So what we're going to do here is, now that I've done that, we need to take all the ones we just duplicated, and we're going to go ahead and delete them. And now we're going to add our highlights and our other things to them to give them more depth and all this other jazz. Okay. Because though it looks the way it looks, we want it to have more depth. We want it to be more engaging, I guess, in a way. So the first aspect of that is going to be to add some blues and things like that. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab all 5 or 6 or however many there are. We're going to grab all 6. Okay. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. We're going to grab all 6, and then we're going to go into our FX. Okay. And in our FX, all right, the first thing we want to do is we want to create an inner glow. All right. All right. So I'm going to bring this up, and we're going to tap on the inner glow, and we're going to do this. Y'all see that right there? Tap that right there. And right now, this is our opacity for that. And for that inner glow, I want to go here, and I want to grab our brush tool, and I want to change that inner glow to a blue. Okay. Now I gave it more of a hard line, and so we're going to bring it down like so. Okay. All right, we're going to leave it on the edge, soften that a little bit, and now we get that blue in there. Okay. Now the blue is in there, and it's looking boom. Okay, I got to watch my hair. Hopefully I don't miss the duplication. Distract them. You probably gonna miss the duplication, just so you know. Just want to throw that out there. That's probably what's gonna happen. Right, so now I want to put some color blocks out, because the color blocks are going to help me to just choose colors quickly. So I'm gonna put one here, I'm gonna put one there, and I'm gonna put one there. Okay. All right, so this one here, I'm going to make the internal white. This one here, I'm going to go ahead and grab this blue, but I'm going to make it darker. Actually, let's make it another color altogether. Let's add in an orange. a soft, more muted orange, kind of more almost close to a red. Okay. And then up here, I want to do the blue. Okay. But we're going to make it a little darker. Like so. All right. Now, with that said, we're going to grab all 5 of these again. 6 of these again. We're going to our FX. We're going to go back to our inner glow. And I'm going to tap this and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do that. Okay, so that gives us a deeper blue on the edges, right? Now, with that done, we're not finished. We're going to go up to 3D. We're going to go up to bevel emboss. And we're going to stick with pillow emboss, okay? We're going to pick that. And what I want to do is I want to soften it up some. I want to change the angle. We're going to give it more depth. And here we're going to change the angle of the light. Okay. All right. Now with that all done, we're now going to duplicate all of these. And we're going to go underneath like so. We're going to go back to the effects. And we're going to turn all those effects off on those layers. Okay. With those effects off on those layers, this is where we're going to come up in here and we're going to choose our orange. Okay. Now that we have our orange, we're going to slide these down. We're going to slide them over. Okay. With that, we're going to turn on another effect, and that effect is going to be Gaussian blur. We're going to turn that blur up to make it feel softer. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to change our layer effect. I think I want to put it on soft light. Let me go find that first. Not subtract, not exclusion, not pin light, linear light, not hard. Maybe overlay. Okay, lighter color. And then now we're going to bring that down quite a bit, so it's not so overwhelming. Okay. Y'all see what I'm doing here? Y'all see what I'm doing? Y'all see what I'm doing? Everybody seeing what I'm doing? Okay. Now we're going to get a little extra funky with it. Okay. We're going to take another square and we're going to put that square down the nerd like that right there. And this square is going to go, this rectangle is going to go inside that one. Okay. We're going to go ahead and snap it to the middle of this rectangle here. Snap, snap. And then we're going to go take off the stroke and we're going to make this white. This should be snapped to the middle. There we go. And now we're going to go to the width of it and we're going to bring down that width. We're also going to go back to the FX. We're going to hit it with the Gaussian blur and we're going to turn up that blur quite a bit. About right there. Let's say 55. And then we're going to come back to this and we're going to widen it out a little bit more. Go back to the Gaussian blur, turn it up. And then we're going to come here and we're going to bring it down quite a bit. Just to add this really soft, subtle change of color in there. And you'll barely be able to see it, but it's there, right? Now keep in mind, I'm just this is me going through ideas. This is not stating exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not sure how it's going to end up, but this is just what I'm feeling right now. Okay. And I'm going to group it. And now we're going to rise up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a bunch of these. We're going to make a whole line all the way down so that we can adjust them throughout the stripes once we duplicate everything. Okay. So we're going to hit duplicate. We're going to slide down right there. And then we're going to hit duplicate again. Then we're going to hit duplicate again. And then we're going to hit duplicate again. Then we're going to hit duplicate one more time. Okay. Now we're going to grab all 6 of those and we're going to group them together. So now they're in there. and we're going to slap them inside of this rectangle as well. Okay, so now we have that inside the rectangle. This right here, I definitely believe that I want this to be that darker blue as well. So we're going to go there. We're going to make that darker. Okay, without anything. Then we're going to take this right here. Oh, come on, yo. Why does my computer keep going to sleep? Are we still here? Is everybody still here? Because my computer keeps going to sleep. I don't know why, but the screen keeps going to sleep. Is the live still going? Everybody can still see me? Are we good? We good? It looks like we good. I hope we're good. Okay, I think it looks like we're good. Is that the distraction? Oh, oops. Okay. Oops. I've been distracted. It was successful. It was an extremely successful distraction. It worked. Okay, so now we're going to take this right here and we're going to duplicate. Okay, in our duplicate location, we're going to slide this way. Oops, hold on. All right, we're going to duplicate. Oops. Okay, we're going to duplicate again. My goodness, bone. Learn how to work. Okay, there we go. Now that we have that, we duplicate, 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 duplicate. Okay, now here's the part where we do something so the pattern doesn't like look like it's so in your face, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this group right now and we're going to flip it. Okay, we flip it horizontal, then we take it and we slide it down. Okay, now we open up this one, we go to this group, same thing, flip it horizontal, and we slide it up a little bit just to break up that pattern a bit, you know, so that everything is not like all in the same place. Okay, and we just do that again with the next one. Come to this group, flip that horizontal, we take it and we slide it around a little bit, and then we want to make sure that we grab the other ones and we just slide them up and down a little bit just to change the depth a little bit, right? And we got to be careful because the pattern is so close that you'll end up accidentally matching everything back up again, right? So you kind of want to make sure you don't do that, you know what I'm saying? All right, so now that we have that, we're going to take it and we're going to group everything together. And this is where it becomes very easy after this. There's not much to do after this, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We go ahead and group them 11 together. We turn this on. We turn our template back on so we can see where the cuts are going to be, okay? Then we take this right here and we duplicate it and we slide it over here to the back. Snap that into the back. We're going to slide that under the template. Now we have it on the back, right? Same thing. We're going to grab this. Here we're going to hit copy. We're going to go to the sleeves. We're going to go up under there and we're going to hit paste. We're going to slide it up in there. And we're going to go to this one and we're going to hit paste. And we're going to slide this one up in there too. Too easy. Yes, no, maybe. Not too easy. We're not feeling that. Okay. All right, Gamera. Thank you for coming in. Good night. Gamera's like, you, Bone, you have thoroughly put me to sleep. Okay. So now that we had it, we're going to leave this one all white, right? Oi. Ooh, that felt good. Okay, so now that we got that, too easy, right? Once again, like this is reminiscent of like the football jerseys, you know, the t-shirt jerseys, right? So we want to keep playing around a little bit. What I want to do, I want to start adding a little color. I want to add a little bit of color to this. I don't want it to be so flat. So we're going to go ahead first. Before we do that though, we're going to go over here. Okay. And instead of just adding numbers, right? The first thing we want to do is we want to add like a name on the back. Okay. So we're going to go out of here. We're going to scroll down. We don't have to scroll down. We just go right here. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go here and we're going to find the brand name. I know a lot of y'all are like, oh my God, why hasn't it had that organized? Because I don't need to. So get over yourself. Okay, so I can just have fun with it just the way it is, damn it. First thing we're gonna grab this. We're just gonna grab that whole thing right there and we're gonna hit copy. We're gonna come out. That's all we need. Okay, we're gonna slide up in here. We're gonna hit paste. And we're going to grab the elements we need, and that's it. So first we're gonna grab this one. We're gonna pull it out of that group. Why is this in the sleeve? The fuck? This should be in the back. What the hell? All right, we're gonna put that in the back. Why was that in the sleeve, y'all? That's not how that was supposed to be. Put that right there, and we're gonna turn it on. Okay? We're gonna turn that part off because this part we're gonna bring over here into the front. Okay. All right, but for now we're gonna grab this. We're gonna slide it up here. And why is that still there? I don't know. So we're just gonna take that out. We're gonna take this curve and we're gonna delete it. We're gonna grab this, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna make it white, and we're gonna go to the outline, and we're gonna make that white as well. And that's gonna be our name right here. We're going to make this a lot bigger across the side. Yeah. All you heard in the shower was duplicate. You're like, damn it, I'm missing it. All right. So remember I said we're going to add a little extra effect. I should have did this already. So this is on me. So I'm going to have to fix that mistake right now. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to grab all of the blue rectangles, all of them. We got to grab them all. So let's just go ahead and open all these groups up already. Oops, I messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is where I messed up. I'm gonna tell y'all where I messed up. I should have made each of these a symbol. And what I mean by that is if I made them a symbol, I could select one and I will be able to change them all. And then we're gonna go here, we're gonna do white. And then we're gonna come up here and we are just gonna add a stroke like that. That's it. Very fine, very minimal. Not to break anything up. We're just gonna make it even. We're gonna say 6. Okay. So it creates this like kind of cool ass separation line there, right? All right, so let's go back to the back. We have that right there. And all we want to do here is we want to create something that's kind of reminiscent of a number, but isn't. Okay. And it's going to be another element that I have for this brand, which I should have also copied, but I did not, like a big idiot. But so let's copy that too. Because I'm a big idiot. A big dum-dum. A big dummy. We're going to hit the copy here. We're going to come back up in here. And we are going to go back to the back part. Go to this group and we're going to hit paste. Okay. And then I'm going to bring that to life. I'm going to slide it like so. I'm going to come in here. We're going to make that white as well. Keeping it simple. And we're going to, we're going to size it up. But bunch of y'all like, what the fuck is that? Don't worry. It just is what it is. It's part of the brand. Just leave it at that. Okay. We're going to put that in there like so. All right. Because this is not an actual jersey. This is a brand thing. Okay. Now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna fucks with this. Okay. So let's grab his right here. We're gonna get rid of all these extra elements we don't need in there right now. And then we're gonna delete that. And then we're gonna delete this. I just want to keep what's visible. I don't want to keep anything else. So we're just gonna delete everything else that's not visible. Delete. And, oh, God damn it. Stop going dark screen. Okay. And boop. We don't need that. Don't need that. I'm deleting everything but the head. The head is the only element that we're keeping, y'all. So that's it. Delete. Bam. Okay. 1, 2. Bam. All right. There we go. We got the head. We're going to go ahead and put that in there. Okay. There we go. Actually, I don't think I want to use the head though. I take that back. I don't want to use that. I'm gonna have to create a new element. I have to create a new element, y'all. It should be something more. Oh, I got it. Y'all, I got it. I got the element I need to create. Okay, so we're gonna create this together. Okay, is that cool? Y'all cool with that? Is that all right? Is that all right? All right. So, being real cheesy cool is what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna grab a box. Okay, and then we're gonna come here and we're gonna say convert to curves. All right, now we're gonna grab this. We're gonna drag it down. Okay, and then we're gonna take this right here and we're gonna make it more of a curvy McCurvy pants. Okay. Actually, no, I don't want it that. Yeah, that'll be more like it. Let's grab this part instead and let's do that. Yeah. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. Now we're going to grab these right here. Slide them down. Oops. Okay, so now we have this shape right here. I don't know how I fucked that up, but I evidently did. So we're going to come here and let's line those back up. Let's grab these two. Let's line them up. Okay, there we go. So we got our shapes lined back up. Okay. Now we're going to grab this one and we're going to raise it up like so. We're going to pull this down like so. Okay. Coming in here, we're going to duplicate. We're going to flip that over. We're going to slide it over to the side. We're going to lock them together. We're going to grab both. And we're going to go ahead and delete the stroke because we don't need that. And we're going to delete that right there. Grab this, boom, slide that over. Grab these both again. Go here, hit this and say add. All right, now we have one object. We have a nice little shield, okay? All right, so let's keep it going. We're going to bring this shield up. I don't want this shield to be white, but I also do not want it to be blue. We're going to grab that orange color right there, okay? And then we're going to come in here. We're going to put a bar in like so. And we're going to take the stroke off of that bar. We're going to drop that bar inside that shield. We're going to turn that bar green. A nice deep green. Something kind of like that. Nice little kind of British racing green almost. We're going to slide that up in here. Tap this. Make sure it's locked into the center. And now we're going to turn it like so. I'm going to say 35 degrees. I think negative 35 is just fine. I think that works. We're going to go back in here. We're going to adjust our height some. I'm making it a little bit wider. And now we're going to grab this right here. And we're going to slide it up. Oops. Slide it up in here and make sure it matches. Okay. All right. How we doing so far, y'all? Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me in here? What happened? We still around? We good? Did y'all leave me? I was like, fuck this. This shit is boring. I'm leaving. It's okay if you feel that way. I don't mind. I don't mind. But I do. All right. Let's keep going, yeah? So, let's go back out. I'm going to go find something. And yes, I'm going to have to find it. So before anybody talks in the yip yap, yes, I'm going to have to go find it. Okay? I don't care what you say. I'm an artist and I'm just going to do shit the way I like to do shit. Thank you very much. Okay. Where you at, homie? I know you in here somewhere. I don't know where the fuck you at, but I know you in here somewhere. Yeah, I be creating all types of shit. Y'all don't even know. I haven't even shown y'all the part where I was drawing shit all the time. Ooh, I should have used that. That's okay. Like I said, I'm working out the concept. I'm not saying that's exactly what the pattern is going to be, because it might not be exactly that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I should have used this. I should have used this. Change the colors. Just know the pattern's probably going to change, y'all. But it's still going to have that kind of air and energy. All right, enough of that bullshit. Let me find what the fuck I'm looking for real quick. Y'all, the amount of stuff, the amount of designs and elements I've created for other people who literally have no... You know what? Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. I'm going to be quiet, y'all. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to be quiet. But I was about to go there, though, bruh. Woo! Wait! Oh, I was about to go there. Every time I open up my software and I see all this stuff I done created for all these ungrateful pieces of people. I'm being nice, though. I'm being nice. Because if I don't start being more nice, I'm going to end up on the dark side of anger that I don't want to be on. So I'm going to start being much kinder. I'm going to start being more kind with myself, would be the best way to put it. All right, here we go. I found it. Copy. Because being kind with myself, being kind to myself is going to help me not strangle the shit out of everybody else. And I say that with all the not love in the world, because unlike everybody else, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I do not love human beings. I do not. They get on my fucking nerves. This includes myself. I can't count the number of times I've gotten on my own damn nerves. So there's that. I be getting on my own damn nerves, y'all. I do. I be getting on my own damn nerves. We gonna make some changes up on this real quick. Okay, very simple changes, just to kind of have fun with it. Are y'all seeing what I'm doing here? Y'all feeling what I'm doing here? I'm adding this element. This is my tiger. This is my personal tiger I designed for myself. And this tiger definitely fits the brand. This brand is called... Can anybody guess what this is called? This brand? Anybody? I'm going to leave that right there until someone tells me. I've asked this question in here before, so I know y'all probably know already. Y'all got this? Anybody? Underwhelmed. That is correct. Exactamundo. Now, there's something I want to change with this, because I kind of want this to be a little more obnoxious. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something that you see on a lot of teams that they do. Some of y'all be like, they don't do that, but I'm telling you, they do this. All right, so I'm gonna come up here. Y'all let me know what I think. This is something I'm thinking about. I'm not sure on this. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna do it or not, but it's definitely something I'm thinking about. Okay. Hold on. Don't Don't get into the answering of it yet. Okay. Nope. Don't like it. I like it the way it was. I go through this stuff all the time, y'all. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. Didn't like it. All right, this I want to take a little lower. Oh no, not that. Oh my God, no. I want to take this whole group a little lower. So let's take that a little lower down here like so. We're gonna slide it over a little bit too. All right, cool. Now coming over here, we're gonna keep focusing with this. Now what I'm gonna do right now with this, with the Torah, with the tiger, is this the one I want? No, you know what? This is not the one. That's not the one I want to use, y'all. Oops. That's not what I want to do. That's not the tiger. That's not the version of that Torah that I want to use. That's not the version of that tiger I want to use. Nope, 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 nope. God damn it. Why are you going to sleep? I don't know why it's doing this. It's getting on my nerve. Because I know I turned that off, but for some reason it's still doing it. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna have to keep looking at it because it's driving me a little nuts. What's up, OG Gamer? What's up, fam? Just over here messing around, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's scroll back down, y'all, because this Torah is definitely way down here at the bottom somewhere. All right, we're gonna hit copy. All right, let's go up. Let's go up. This is the version I wanted to use, y'all. This is the version. This is the version right here. Make that paste real quick. Lock into the middle. Come up here and we're gonna put this, let's just say 2 for now. And let's make it a little bigger. Let's do 2.4 maybe. Ooh, no, that's too big. 2.3 is good. There we go. No, that's still too big. Let's do 2.2. All right, there we go. Now that we have that, let's go ahead and let's add some color and depth to this bad boy. So we got that one right there, and we want to make that white. Okay. We want to take this and we want to get rid of that. Okay. We want to take these eye bibbles, and I want to keep them simple, so we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to make them black like so. And then we're going to grab, actually, let's take that group out of that. I want that out of that, so it's separate. And then we'll take this group and delete it. Then we're going to come in here. We're going to grab the schnoz and we're going to change that to black. We're going to do this and we're going to turn that off. Then we're going to grab these here eye bibbles and we're going to change that and we're going to make that white. Actually, you know what? I want to leave that on there and still make that white like so. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to grab this group and we're going to make all of that black inside, and we're gonna do that. Okay. And boom. There we go, y'all. But we're not done. We're not done. We're not done. All right. So next thing we want to do is we want to create the whoo at the top. Okay. So how are we going to do that? Actually, quite easily. We're going to grab a rectangle. We're going to do that. Okay. And then, grabbing that rectangle, we're going to come here. We're going to make that rectangle white. Okay. And we're going to put it behind all this other bullshit. Okay. Not inside of it. Behind it, bone. Not inside of it. Thank you very much. There we go. Okay. So we got it behind it, right? We can go ahead and delete these three. We don't need them no more. And then we're going to come up here to our arch horizontal. Okay. And we're just going to like so. And then we're going to come and change the width. Oops. We're going to come and change the width. I have that a little bit too angled. So let's go back to the warp part and let's tune it down a bit like that. Okay. Cool. Everybody getting the gist of what I'm doing here? Okay. Let's go. I'm free again. Well, welcome back. Well, welcome back from Agile, fam. Welcome back from Agile. So, what do y'all think so far? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? What's going down so far? Are we feeling it? The tiger sets the tone for you every time. We actually have to put a outline for the tiger. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to go ahead and duplicate. We're going to go down below. We're going to hit them with the blich. And then we're going to come in here and hit them with the blich as well. Make sure it's there. And now we're going to slide that up a scooch. Right about there. And then we're going to hit that for set to scale with object. And then we're going to grab the whole tink right here. And we're going to slit them down just a scooch because he's too big. All right, so I changed my mind on this. I don't like it, so I'm going to delete that real quick. But I'm going to do something a little different. Okay. Are we ready? We're going to keep it really simple, really clean. We're just going to put something at the bottom, and we're just going to leave it at that. All right? So what I'm going to put at the bottom is real simple. First, I'm going to grab the text tool. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to put EST, and then we're going to hit the period, and then we're going to go 2024. Okay? Oops, that is not 2024. This is 2020. That's not 2024 either. This is 2024. All right, so now that we got that Streetwear 2024, we're going to slide that up in the yonder ways. Okay? And now we're going to squinch it down like so. And keeping this very simple, I'm going to grab me a rectangle, and I'm going to do that. And I'll put that rectangle under that right there. We're going to change that to white. Okay? Grabbing this, slide it right yonder ways, bring it up like so, slide it over here. But we're going to add a little bit more flair to it, but not too much. We don't want to get obnoxious, okay? We don't want to get too obnoxious with it. So we're going to add a little flair to it, but not too much, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to angle it up. Okay, so this also, we need to put another... first, let's put this on the outside, and then let's go here and let's create another stroke, and then we're going to slide that stroke under this one, and then we're going to go to this stroke, make sure it's on the outside as well, make sure we got this, put this at 4, and then we need to make sure that it is blech Blick. Okay. Now that we know that it is blick, we're going to go ahead and make it bigger. Like so. Okay. Actually, I might need to do that another way. So let's get rid of that. All right. So we get rid of that. Yeah, I will need to do that another way. So let's get rid of that. This is the process, y'all. This is just how it works. It's just the process. Okay. So we're going to grab this around her. We're going to take the strokey dokey off of it. Bye-bye. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of the size of that as well. And then we're going to come yonder ways. And then we're going to take this and we're going to make it look a little better because that font is boring as fuck. Okay. So let's scroll down to see if we got something sexy because I got a lot of fonts. So let's find something sexy. This is so beautiful to watch. My soul can rest. I appreciate that, y'all. Thanks for coming in and hanging with us. If you know anybody else who would enjoy this energy and needs this vibe to just kind of chill out, go ahead and let them know to come in and hang out with us. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second, everybody. Give me 1 second, please. I am back, y'all. Had to send a little voice message real quick. Hi. All right, so let's get back to it, yeah? All right, so let's pick a font. Maybe Baskerville. Maybe. Ooh, Bondi Old Style would be nice. Let's do bold. Shut your face. I'm kind of feeling it and kind of not at the same time. I don't know how I feel about it. Ooh, that's better. That's better, but still not what I want. Yes. That's it. That's it right there, yo. Okay, so what we're going to do here now is we're going to make it even smaller. Hold on. We're going to make it even smaller. Because we don't need it to be big, okay? We don't need this to be as big as it is either. So we're going to bring that down as well. Slide that over yonder ways. Click this into the middle like that right there, okay? Now what we're going to do is we are going to separately do these adjustments here, okay? So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to the arc vertical. But we're going to go down this way, okay? All right, so before we do that, though, I want to shrink this in a little more because if you noticed, when I did the arc vertical, it literally like elongated it, you know, right away. And that's typically how it works. And I should have taken that into consideration before I did the arc vertical. So let's try that again, okay? We're going to do the arc vertical again. We're going to go up here. We're going to say, arc horizontal, sorry. And we're going to go little negative and just a scooch. Just a little bit, not a lot. We're going to do that just a little bit, okay? We're going to raise it up. We're going to do the same thing with this. Making sure we come in and we see the exact amount is -6. So we're going to come here and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab this here. We're going to hit arc horizontal and we're going to type in -6. Boom, okay? Now we're going to take that and we're going to slide it up so it's kind of in the middle. We want it kind of in the middle. All right. So now that it's kind of in the middle. Oh, a dog. Nice. We're going to slide that up a little bit more. We're going to slide this down a little bit more. We're just going to adjust it till we really get it the way we want it to look. Yeah. All right. So now with the back piece in particular, not with the font, I want to come here and I want to hit that to make it one solid piece. Okay. Now that it's one solid piece, I'm going to take it out of that group because we don't need to be in anymore, and I'm going to delete the group. Now, there's a reason I'm doing that, okay? So now I'm going to take this piece, and I'm going to take this shield, and I'm going to duplicate them, all right? So now that we duplicated them, I'm gonna slide them underneath here. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna take everything outside of that. It doesn't need to be there anymore, okay? Now with this particular one, I'm gonna leave it as is, but I'm going to take, I'm gonna take the stroke away. Actually, no, we wanna leave the stroke for this. We wanna leave the stroke for this, okay? And I'm thinking here. Yep, we want to leave the stroke. And I want to do with this is I want to change the color to the green. I want the letters to be that green right there, right? And leave that like that, all right? And then with the letters, I do want to add a little bit of a stroke on the outside. So we're going to go into the stroke. We're going to put that to the outside. We're going to make just a little bit, not too much. What you just saw me do was way too much. Just to add a little depth, we're going to go 0.7, okay? And we're going to leave it. Let's hit this. Matter of fact, let's go to 0.5 instead. Let's change this miter rate to 4. And let's go down to 0.3. Like, we want a really fine line. We don't want it to be too defined, but we don't want it to be too narrow. And then I think I'm gonna put it on the inside. Yep, there we go. That's better. Yeah, there we go. There we go, y'all. Yeah. All right, so taking this, what I want to do is I want to emulate that this border, and I want to create a black border behind all of it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna expand this stroke, and I'm gonna take these two and I'm gonna add them together. Then I'm gonna grab this one here and I'm gonna add them together. Okay, now we're gonna change that to black, and we're gonna put a black stroke on, and we are gonna open that up. We're gonna come here, make sure the miter point is at 4. And then we're just going to add just enough of a black outline just to define it a little bit more. Okay. Now we're going to take all 4 of these. We're going to put them in one group. And we want to make sure that all of the strokes on these different things that they change with the scaling. So we want to go ahead and put that to scale with object real quick. And then we can go into this group, and now we can upsize this as much as we want. You see? All right, so now I want to make sure it's in line with this one here. That's not what we're doing. We're doing that bone. That's what we're doing. I want to make sure this is in line with this. We want to bring it kind of more to the middle, like so. The reason why is because we want these to kind of line up, but this one actually needs to be a little smaller, so we're going to make this 3. Let's say 3.5. We're going to slide it over a little bit, and then we have this one right here. There we go. That's what I want. I wanted to snap in. All right, so now we have that, and now we have the whole look. So, are we ready to see how it looks see a mock-up of how it looks on the garment? Are we ready for that, or no? I'm saying we, but I'm thinking that most people in here are asleep and not paying attention anymore. Plus, we went down from 8 to 5, so there's that. I think I'm just putting everybody to sleep right now, which is okay. But like I said, this is not, I'm probably going to jump off of here whenever I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So, are we ready to see what it gonna look like? Oh, sorry y'all, I did forget one thing. I apologize. And let's hurry up and get that in there real quick. Okay, so let's turn this back on, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna grab a rectangle tool. We're gonna put the rectangle in, and we're gonna snap that rectangle to the edges. Okay, now I'm gonna slide this rectangle underneath so we can see how it's gonna look on the template. Okay, we want to make sure it comes up over this bottom line here. Okay, and then we're going to add just a really cool, simple element to just add a little bit of flavor. That's all we're doing. We just add a little bit of flavor on the edge here, and it's going to look really cool. All right, so something's up here. Hold on. This is centered, right? Oops. Okay, there we go. All right, so with that element, I'm going to come in here, And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna grab another rectangle. We're gonna snap it here. We're gonna snap it to the center, of course. All right, there we go. Snap to the center. We're gonna snap it there. We want to put this up like so, okay? Now I'm gonna convert this to curves, and I'm gonna delete this one here, okay? I'm gonna delete that curve. And then we're gonna pull this down like so, but we're gonna pull this up, okay? And then we're just gonna pull this down a scooch. We don't want it too high. It just needs to be a little bit of an accent. This is all we want. We just want it to be a little bit of an accent, okay? Let's take this and drag it down inside. We're gonna take this and we're gonna duplicate that. We're gonna flip or finate it. We're gonna slide it this one way. That didn't work. What's happening? Are we gonna slide it this one way? Okay. Let's take that down so we can make sure we got this lining up correctly. All right, there we go. All right, grabbing these two, going to the point, we're gonna come here and we're gonna lock them in. We're gonna grab all of these and we're gonna lock them into the center. Then we're gonna grab these here and we're gonna hit add, okay? Then we're gonna take these two together and we're gonna add them together as well. And now here comes the fancy flare that we wanted. Hold on, y'all. I don't know why I did that. Okay, there we go. All right, so with the fancy flare we want, what we're going to do here is we're going to add a stroke, right? We're going to add a stroke. And that stroke, we're going to make white, okay? And we're going to put it on the outside here. And then above that stroke, well, under that stroke, we're going to create another stroke, okay? And then we're going to move that layer underneath. And we're going to come over here, keeping that stroke highlighted. We're going to come here and we're going to steal this orange. Matter of fact, this orange actually is the one we want. Okay. And we'll come back later and fix that other part. All right. So now we're going to come here. We're going to make sure this is an outside one too. And we're going to bring it up. And we're just going to add that little orange edge right there. Just for fun. Just because. All right. And then we're going to get rid of that. Okay. I think we need to make the white edge a little bit thinner. So let's do that. I don't want the white edge to be too much. So let's make that an even 5. Ooh. Make that an even 5. And then we're going to go back in. We're going to grab the stroke and we're going to make that an even 15. All right, there we go. All right. So with that doing what it do, I want to add a little emphasis on this. I'm going to duplicate that. And then we're going to come here and we're going to grab the one underneath and we're going to change that to orange. And then we're just going to come in here and we're just going to drop it down a bit and move it over a bit. Once again, just having a little fun with it, just adding a little emphasis. That's it. Okay. That's all we doing. Okay. Up here, we're going to leave that as is. No changes, no color emphasis, nothing. Here, we're going to come back to this shield and we're going to come into this and we're going to change it to this nice full orange right there. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and put this into Printful and see how it's going to look. Yeah. All right. So we're going to export one by one. We're going for front piece. Got to wait till it generates. Give it a second. It's a lot of information for it to bring down into a PNG. All right. We're going to click OK. We're going to go on my iPad. We're going to hit the plus here. Oops. Wait a minute. Wait. I just messed up. Let's do let's say football T. For now, we're just gonna do A. We'll just leave it at that until I can figure out what to name it. Here, we're going to also do the same thing because we don't want it to get lost just by putting front. And then now we'll put front on there. Okay. All right. Before we do any more, let me go in here and readjust those folders. All right. I want to slide this folder and drop it into there. All right. There we go. Cool. All right. That's done. So we're going to come here again. We're going to hit export. We got to export. We have to export with Affinity Designer on the iPad. We have to export per artboard. So that's just the way we got to do it. Okay. Coming in here, I'm going to tap that and it's going to kind of give the name, and I'm going to change this to back. Now with this one, we actually only need the one. Well, hold on. Let me look at the patterns first. Yeah, they're the exact same pattern. If we were going to put something different on the sleeves, oh no, they're not exact. There is a minor bit of a change. Okay. All right. So we will need that. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to hit paste. Then we're going to flip it horizontally. All right. Now they should be set for their own groove, so to speak. Okay. So let's go ahead and get rid of those because we're going to have to start exporting these, and we'll export them separately as sleeve right and sleeve left. It would help if I stayed in the in the file. That would be nice, right? So let's go to sleeve R. Oops, sleeve R. Wait for it to generate the export. 5.3 kilobits. That's not too bad. Go here, click there. Now we're going to change that name, sleeve R. Boom. Okay. Going to export again. We're now going to do sleeve L. Obviously left sleeve. Click OK. And we're going to tap that. And with that benefit, now all we have to do is just change the L. Boom. Okay. All right. So let's do it. Yeah. Boop. Let's go into, as you all know, I use Printful. I'm not ashamed to say it. Okay. I enjoy using Printful. The quality is ridiculous. So I use Printful. All right. All right. Whoever we had in the YouTube, they're all gone. So I'm used to that though. All right. So let's go to our fill and we're going to choose black. Okay. And that's going to change the imagery here. Okay. So we're going to go to uploads and we're going to go to underwhelmed. We're going to hit a folder and we're going to say football. Get that, and I'm going to pick that color and I'm hit create. Actually, hold on, edit. Let's pick this color and then hit save. All right, so now they're different colors. I'm gonna come in here, and I'm just going to bring in those 4 files right away. And we're just going to go bop, 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 and then we're going to hit open. Give it a second, give it a second. Take some time for it to upload all of them. Okay, here we go. Now they're starting to show up. We'll get to 100% soon enough, no worries. You're seeing the full process here, y'all. No holding back. I'm showing y'all exactly how it goes, okay? All right, so sometimes it just spins. Once it's done uploading, it's up unloading. If we go back to the beginning, we now can start putting stuff in. Okay, let's go to the back. I was just thinking of something that I probably could have done better, but that's neither here nor there right now. Okay, now the way Printful works, when it puts all the uploads in, it puts like the last 4, like if you upload 8 only 4 will show up here at the top. Now the benefit to this is I can just click through without having to go all the way to the file. And what I mean by that is, if I did have to go all over the file, I would have to click uploads. I have to go to underwhelmed. I would have to hit football tees, and then I will have to choose it. Okay. But in this case, everything is right here. So we can just hit sleeve R for right sleeve, and then we can go to left sleeve. We just tap on it, open it up, and then we hit sleeve L for left sleeve. We'll come up here, and I'm gonna do UW, and I'm gonna do football TA, because I don't have a name for it right now. I just have an idea, and I can say in no certain circumstances the pattern will have the same feel, but it's probably going to change. It's probably going to change. The more I looked at the pattern, but it's not doing what I really want it to do, so it's probably going to change. But like I said, it'll have the same feel. Are we ready? Let's hit the save. Now, some of y'all probably got your eyeballs on some things that you ain't supposed to be looking at. So mind your business. Okay? Mind your business. We're going to hit the refresh. I said, and now we're going to come here and we're going to do download the mockups. We're going to open that one. Let's grab that one. And let's even grab this one and see what it do. Okay. All right. Let's hit this. You're the only one awake, most likely. Everybody, well, let me rephrase. You're the only one probably looking at the screen and typing anymore, Miss Toria. Everybody else probably done put this phone down or whatever and laid their head down and just fall asleep. They're like, let me just go ahead and fall asleep to bone doing all this jabber flapping. And I'm okay with that. I know I'm not playing Sky right now, y'all, but most likely I'm probably going to start doing more of this and just creating. I might be doing it on Instagram. I might be going on live on Instagram, to be straight up. All right, y'all, let's look at it. We come here. We're going to go to downloads. We're going to hit that. We're going to go ahead and delete that zip. We're going to rename this. We're going to say UW. We're going to say football TA for now. Like I said, I don't have a name for it yet. When the pattern really speaks to me, that's when I'm going to be able to come up with a name. Are we ready for our close-ups? Are we ready for our close-ups, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, mules, snuff dippers, and tobacco chewers, are we ready for our close-ups? All right, here we go. You know what? You know what? You know what? Changes already need to be made. Changes already need to be made. Yeah, changes already need to be made. All right, so let's go do what I was going to do in the first place. And let's go ahead and let's take those off because I'm not feeling them. Okay, and we're going to go to export, and we're going to go. In this case, we'll only need sleeve R now. We won't need the other one now. We're going to click OK. We're going to go ahead and just name this sleeve because we don't need it to do anything else. And then we're going to come out of here. And I'm gonna go back in here, go back up to on my iPad, underwhelmed here, and I'm gonna get rid of these two just to, keep as much data as safe as possible. Here we're gonna go to edit, keep as much data as free as possible. Why did I say safe? We're gonna come in here, and of course we're gonna get rid of that one. Come in here. And we're gonna get rid of that one. We're gonna come back here. We're gonna go to uploads, and we're gonna go. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. We're gonna go back into underwhelmed, and we're going back to the football tees. We're gonna go tap this one, tap that one, hit delete because we're not gonna be using them at all. Didn't like it at all. And then we're going to come in here. We're going to hit open. God damn it. I got to watch this screen like a hawk. I swear. All right, go to the file library. We're going to tap this here. I'm telling y'all, this is going to look way better without it. It's going to look so much cleaner. I'm telling you. Watch. And then we're going to hit save product. We're going to go back to our download. Yes, already looks 100% better already. Going to grab homie again, grab this one, come down here again. We're going to generate again. Download. Just giving a little time. Tap that download button. Shouldn't take that long to down. It is taking that long to download this time, but that's all right. We go back in here into the download screens, and we tap that. Hit select. Hit this. Delete it. Go to the shame spiel. UW. Footbound TA. Hit that right there. Tap that right there. And now we go back into it after it does all this little loading shit. And there we go. Yes. That's it right there. Matter of fact, this could even, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing that this could have more stripes. I think that's too few stripes. I'm saying like 2 more. You know what I mean? It definitely can use 2 more. Just two more. And this is the part of the whole process, y'all, of seeing how things look and how they feel. Much improved, right? Yeah, I'm feeling this, y'all. I'm feeling this. I knew it was gonna hit. I'm gonna raise the slash up. I'll raise the name up too a little bit. Now I'll leave the name where it is, but I'm gonna raise the slash up a little bit. Yo, this hits, yo. This the bee's knees right here. It might be better on the jersey, because I'm wearing the jersey now. I think it might be better on the jersey, yo. I like the jersey. It has a wider collar to it than the athletic t-shirt. I think I'm gonna readjust this for the athletic jersey, y'all. And I'm definitely gonna add 2 more stripes. Yep. All right, y'all. We synced it. We had a little fun with it. And I just wanted to show the process. And I'm gonna hit and switch it to the jersey as opposed to the t-shirt, the athletic jersey. And I also will be doing shorts as well in that pattern for the Underwhelmed, which I'm working on, and will be extremely like low release exclusive. But I'm actually going to start with, and some of y'all seem to did it already, so I might as well go ahead and show it. I'm actually going to start with something kind of like this. Now this is a knitted tee, so basically, but it is in an oversized cut, right? So this is all knit. This is not print. This is all knit right here. And I'm going to offer it like this with different colors for this part and for this part. And it's going to be really limited, but I also need to build that up. So I need to start getting on the IG, and I need to make the account, and I got to start talking about it and showing the build process and all other stuff that I really don't want to do. I don't like doing it, but I don't have nobody to do social media for me, so I'll be doing it myself. I'm terrible at social media, so I've been really focusing on trying to learn how to be good at it. specifically for marketing. And yes, I'm going to use social media for marketing because I don't really care to show any of my personal life. I show enough of it on the live. I talk about enough of it on the live. I don't need to be posting more about it. So we're going to be starting with that. But we also have this. Full oversized sweater right here. Knit to order right here. As soon as people order it, they start making it. I really like this one. I think this one 1970 retro inspired. Knit sweater right here. Yep. But before Vibe Room Life meets its little end, I'm also going to be releasing these for the VRL. Just so you know. Just so you know. These will be released for the VRL. A play on the ringer tee, but with a knitted t-shirt, oversized tee instead. And I will be releasing them really soon, actually. I love this one. This is so dope. Can anybody see the significant part of this one? Anybody? Well, I'm saying anybody, but I think Miss Storia is really the only one who's still awake. Miss Storia, it's just me and you. Everybody else done fell asleep. All right, y'all. That is it. I'm going to go ahead and cut up on out of here. Miss Storia, thank you for staying awake with me. I appreciate it. You are dope. Now, there will be information, particularly for the knitted ones, because they are literally made to order. They will start knitting the panels. Like, the panels have to be knitted together for the size you choose. Then it has to be sewn. Then it has to be shipped to you. So they take longer to get to you than the items that are already there. And I know that people got very used to fast fashion, fast delivery, fast everything. But I do slow fashion, slow delivery. As much as I love fashion, I do not want to be a part of the massive amount of fashion waste. I want to stick to slow fashion with things that are made to order, with a smaller brand that basically is made for people and for community. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Please go check out my shop. Let me know what you think. We have a shop right now, the VibeRoomLife.shop. It is pinned at the top of the comments in the Twitch. You can see it up there. Mr. Leonard, who has since fallen asleep, pinned it up there. Just click on it. It'll take you to that link. VRL taught you patience for fashion. It is, right? Like, I know this may sound silly to some people, but it's way more worth it ordering something that is quality and it comes and shows up. Think about all the times you've frivolously ordered some shit from Temu type of stuff or some really egregiously cheap thing from Amazon. You may love it in the instance you got it, or you may just not like it at all. Like, you get it in your hands, you be like, it's kind of cheap, but I'll wear it anyway because I didn't pay that much for it, right? And like, I know this is something I've done too. I do know that my brand is not for everybody. I'm not trying to design for everybody. I'm just creating what I love and what I would love to wear. And I'm trying to do it through community, through a positive community full of good people. And I hope it's working. And I hope you all are enjoying the vibes that I'm putting down. But with that said, y'all, Miss Storia and everyone else who is asleep, who are hearing me subconsciously, good night to y'all. Good day to me. But it is about that time. And I'm going to head on out, y'all. So with no grand rhythm and no grand rhyme, if you remember what I say, you can rock with me. We're going to slide up on out of here on the count of 1, 2, and 3. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. I'm out. Later, Gators. Mad love, everybody, and whatever you do. Y'all keep it sexy, yeah? I will see y'all soon. Later days, everybody. Y'all be good. Good night.